fellow electronic torture victims, have you ever asked yourself, why do we have to suffer? We suffer every day. Our president, our vice president, no, even all the men and women on Congress and in Congress don't suffer as we suffer. Why do we have to suffer? And they live in lack of luxuries, making up phony rules, phony laws. Also, it's because they're stealing from the whole federal treasury. But why do we have to sit and suffer? Suffer in silence. Why do we have to be the good ones? Why do we always? We've been those people who have suffered at least over 10 to 15 years to understand what I'm talking about. What do those in power get to pretend like there's a shared power structure when there's none? Power in our system has been usurped. This blanket shadow government has used our bodies, minds, and souls to issue in a new era of the United States. The United States is not a democracy. The United States is a place. It's a place of chaos, disillusionment, murder, and the suffering of those of the minorities, who are not the majorities, as African Americans, as women, as whoever the case may be. It's always the ones that are less than, or they think called less than, that they can use their stereotypes and blanket racism to cancel and to tell them they're not worthy of life. I want to tell you, electronic victims, you are worthy of life. I'll tell you, incarcerated prisoners who don't deserve to be there incarcerated, you deserve life. Nobody deserves to take that from you. It wasn't given to them. Life wasn't given. Every individual's life was given to them to guard over, to journey in, not to be taken by fools because they use the U.S. Treasury and they use the U.S. Treasury and war. I mean, use U.S. Treasury and wrote a bill, wrote an actual check on the back of Americans. Those Americans that they keep subjugated. They wrote a check on their back. And you brought technology to use against the American citizen for their own whims, for their own new world order, for their own, because they decided that America wasn't going as they projected it. So they did backyard deals with scientists, old World War II scientists that promoted suffering, the killing of men, the control collar placed upon men and women, and enemy the ultimate annihilation of what they deem less than. So I ask you, brothers and sisters, citizens of the United States, why do you sit back and watch it? Why do you always say, oh, I don't want to get my hands dirty? Why do you all, I noticed that, I'm like, what do you think what makes you get off the hook if you can pick on one person? If everybody in the world see you pick on one person in your society and they killing, destroying the people on the outside in other countries, like America is the weakest country in the world. I mean, the weakest minded country in the world. It has no human rights. If one person, if a whole body, a whole government, a whole people watch one girl being hurt, murdered, manipulated, her uterus being torn out, and they not saying anything, and they supposed to be the most powerful government in the world, then they have to sit back and ask, first of all, why? Why should they obey a government such as this? But why? How does that government also treat them? They treat them like less than also too. Lastly, is that why does everybody want to jump on the board and follow the U.S. when you're following the U.S. to hell? The United States is not a great place to live, especially not for me. I wake up in pain every day. I wake up, I forgot some things about myself. The worst thing is forgetting. Is not being able to sometimes verbalize yourself correctly. And you find yourself stumbling over words, not answering the question correctly. So I'm asking you again, brothers and sisters, and those who have fought for this country, why? Why should I have to suffer? I've done nothing to anybody. People always talk about blacks or women or what don't want jobs. This happened to me at work in a government facility. I worked at LabCorp, and it wasn't. I mean, really and truly, LabCorp is the worst laboratory I have ever seen in my life. It just housed up, broken up. I'm like, how do they make this large sums of money from broken equipment? I worked there. I know we always had to fix this equipment. So my question to you is that why are you just why I'm sitting here is because they can keep it to Christian Pain. While I'm sitting here, I can't go anywhere. They can actually stop me from getting off the bed. But why do you think it is okay for you to comment, criticize, talk about, be outside my door? No, nothing's gonna take you off the hook because you have commented about my body and not commented about my body, see my body, rape me, molest me. Nothing's gonna take you off the hook. Just because you think you going along with the oppressor, thinking that if they go along with the oppressor, then nobody will do anything to them. That's crazy. That's not how bullies work. After bullies kill the first person, kill the first they have, then they look for the second or the third. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get away with one of the worst hate crimes and criminal activities in the world. He's trying to get away with it in front of American people so he can desensitize them. So when it happens to somebody else, they be like, well, it happened to her. Why can't this person suffer too? But those who perpetuate this cycle and who keep the cycle going never suffer. They pretend like they didn't exist. They pretend like nothing happened. I'm tired of the pretense in America that nothing happened when you know it happened. You know that I'm being attention towards you. There's no guesswork to it. That's why I don't know. If anything else happened, I'm gonna say America asked for the New World Order, and then when it got it, it cried.